Hello everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your Monday to Friday almost update for Bitcoin and XRP. Yesterday I travelled from Spain to Morocco. It was a huge journey that took most of the day, so I didn't get your video done yesterday, but here we are today from Morocco. If you're looking for Elliott Wave analysis of Bitcoin, you'll find it on my website. You can get it via subscription, and I do an in-depth full analysis every week, and I'm there in comments daily to support the membership. But I will also be covering most of that Elliott Wave analysis for Bitcoin in an event next week on Tuesday. So if that's what you want, you can get it just on that day for free by registering for this event. Click on the link below. I'm going to give a little bit of an overview of some research I did last year, which is still waiting for publication, and I'm going to put it in context of Bitcoin Elliott Wave analysis. So that's what I'll be covering, and then at the end of the event you'll have opportunities to get 50% off your first month of my Bitcoin and or Ethereum Elliott Wave analysis on our website, and you'll also get $100 off my Learn Pure Elliott Wave course. You've got to register to this event to get that though. Don't worry if you can't watch the event live, you'll get a link to watch it delayed, but you do need to be registered, so click on the link below and register now. Don't forget to do that. Bitcoin is just going sideways. It's been going sideways now for 13 sessions since the 8th of August, the strong upward session. This looks like a potential pennant pattern, this sideways movement, with a downward sloping resistance line and an upward sloping support line. Pennants and flags are reliable continuation patterns. Because the angle of entry was up, and this is a continuation pattern, it expects the angle of exit is going to be up, and that fits with the overall view of the larger rectangle pattern, seeing swings from resistance to support, resistance, support, resistance, support, coming up to resistance. So within this upward swing, this little pennant pattern gives me a target at 72,102, which exactly is right within this resistance area. I expect when price gets up to resistance, it's going to find some resistance there again. We may have a little pullback before price is able to find the power to break on through and close above resistance. After that, if that happens, I then want to see two green daily candlesticks up and away to filter out a false upward breakout. So for the very short term, look for a close above this little resistance line of this little pennant pattern. If you see a close above that, which must have support from volume, the candlestick that closes above this resistance line should have an increase in volume beyond the day immediately prior. If it does, then your breakout has confidence with support from volume, and then use the target 72,000, which I calculate from that pennant. For the very short term, as price moves sideways within the pennant, volume is declining. That is very normal. Typical behavior during flags and pennants. They're continuation patterns. They're pauses between movements. The low of the 5th of August, this volume spike suggests that low may be sustained for the long term, because this is what happens at the end of bearish movements within larger bullish runs. But unfortunately, I keep saying, it's also what happens at interim lows in ongoing bear markets. It's impossible for me to tell you which of those two scenarios is unfolding. We have to wait for a breakout from the large rectangle pattern that price has been in for 6 months now in order to know which of those two scenarios with confidence is unfolding. However, the bigger picture, when you look at the weekly time frame, is still very clear. There is an upward trend in place. A series of higher highs and higher lows remains intact since the low in November 2022. On balance, volume remains within a widening range, giving no signal. It's approaching support today. This may assist to halt a fall in price for the short term. ADX is now declining. There's no clear trend indicated anymore for Bitcoin for the very short term. At the low for the 5th of August, RSI had previously reached oversold again, and exhibited bullish divergence. Money flow also exhibited bullish divergence. Along with that volume spike, those three pieces of technical information suggest that the pullback consolidation is probably complete at the low of the 5th of August, and that Bitcoin is going to see an upward breakout from the rectangle when price next gets up to resistance. Because there's no clear trend, the model of stochastics plus support and resistance would expect overall stochastics to continue higher to reach overbought and price to continue higher to reach resistance simultaneously. The Elliott Wave count for XRP remains the same. So far, I'm still expecting it's fairly likely it's going to have a short, sharp downward thrust, possibly to find support again about 50 cents if it manages to break below strong support at 55 cents. If it does that, I expect it'll be with a sharp wick before quickly returning back above to complete a little double zigzag structure for Minuet Wave 2. If Minuet 2 was complete here, which is possible, it would be really brief and shallow. That just looks to be too brief and too shallow. I'd expect it to continue either sideways as some kind of flat or combination, or a bit lower as a double zigzag. And I'm going to go with a double zigzag simply because it's a more common Elliott Wave corrective structure, so it has a higher probability. 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 0.4322. XRP technicals today at 2 is moving sideways, finding support now at 58 cents, has been unable to break above resistance at 62 cents. We may get another test of 55 cents, which is fairly strong, before it's able to find the strength to break above resistance at 62 and then 0.675. But there's a lot of bullishness in these charts for XRP. Volume is very strongly pushing price higher on these strong upward sessions, with strong volume and an increase in range as well. Volume and volatility strongly favour the upside for XRP. On balance, volume for XRP has an almost parallel range, so we should get a signal soon. If we get a break above the yellow resistance line or below support line, that would be a bullish or bearish signal. We don't have a signal today, but I'll keep an eye on this range for you. ADX is now at a very low level. It looks like it's going to get to below 15, setting itself up for the strongest signal ADX can give. So this is actually really, really good to see. If the signal it gives eventually is bullish, I'm going to be extremely bullish on XRP. If it's bearish, I'll be expecting another deep pullback. But overall, the bigger picture I still expect for XRP is bullish. The model of stochastics plus support and resistance for this one, because there's no clear trend, also expects an upward swing in price to continue to resistance while stochastics continues toward overbought. And when they get there simultaneously, that may be where and when the upward swing ends. But if ADX tells us there's a trend at that point, then I revert to the model of ADX plus RSI and money flow, and I ditch the model of stochastics, support and resistance. That's it from me today from Morocco for your update. I hope you're all having a lovely week.